What if the history taught in our textbooks is nothing more than a carefully fabricated illusion designed to conceal a dark prehistoric reality? Beneath the soil of the Indian subcontinent lie monumental anomalies that modern academic institutions desperately attempt to ignore or silently suppress. For centuries, mainstream science has maintained a fragile timeline of human evolution, but physical evidence is now breaking those rigid boundaries apart. We are stepping into the deep shadows of time, confronting cosmic remnants that strip humanity of its arrogant claim over past supremacy. Deep within the state of Bihar, the solid granite mountains of Barabar contain subterranean chambers that defy the laws of material physics. These caves were supposedly carved 2,300 years ago, yet their interior walls are polished to a flawless, mirror-like finish. Granite is the second hardest stone on Earth, requiring immense mechanical pressure and diamond-tipped machinery to achieve such absolute molecular flatness. Yet, historians want us to believe that primitive workers created these monolithic structures using nothing but rudimentary iron chisels and stones. But the true terror of Barabar does not lie in its geometry. It rests within the rumbles of its extreme acoustic distortion. The perfectly parallel walls create a mathematical sound trap, capturing and magnifying frequencies into an endless, agonizing echo that never escapes. Every scientific laser scan performed on these surfaces returns a zero-error margin, a result that leaves contemporary physicists in frozen silence. Why did an ancient, undocumented civilization expend untold energy to construct a network of sound-warping underground bunkers inside solid rock? The architecture suggests these chambers were never intended for human worship, but rather served as terrifying experiments in vibrational resonance. Or perhaps, they were highly advanced containment cells built to shield something dangerous from the outer atmosphere during a forgotten cataclysm. As we stare into the suffocating darkness of Barabar, the official narrative of human progress crumbles into absolute, undeniable irrelevance. Leaving the silent resonance of Barabar, we traverse the rugged plains toward an anomaly that completely shatters modern engineering logic. In the state of Maharashtra, the colossal Kailasa temple stands as a terrifying monument carved out of a single mountain. Mainstream archaeology claims this monolithic wonder was excavated within 20 years during the 8th century by primitive ancient civilizations. To accomplish this impossible feat, ancient builders had to meticulously extract over 400,000 tons of solid basalt rock. They did not build upward. Instead, they cut directly down into the mountain with absolute, mathematically terrifying precision. But here lies the dark riddle that modern geological science refuses to acknowledge or discuss in public forums. A massive engineering project of this colossal scale would inevitably leave behind mountains of shattered stone, debris, and waste. Yet, extensive archaeological surveys within a 50-mile radius of the Ellora Valley have found absolutely zero traces of rock debris. 400,000 tons of heavy volcanic basalt have completely vanished from the face of the earth without a trace. Did they possess an advanced, non-human technology capable of vaporizing solid matter or turning stone into microscopic dust? Every intricate pillar, massive obelisk, and deep subterranean passageway was carved flawlessly out of the mountain from the top down. Modern structural engineers have openly admitted that our current laser-guided machinery could never replicate this exact vertical precision. If a single minor mistake was made during the top-down excavation, the entire structural integrity would have immediately collapsed. The complete absence of tool marks on the polished surfaces hints at an industrialized method far superior to iron chisels. Academia remains deafeningly silent because admitting the physical truth of Kailasa means admitting a highly advanced prehistoric power existed. From the architectural violations of the Kailasa mountain We shift our focus to a solitary anomaly standing silently in Delhi. Rising over 23 feet into the open sky, the famous iron pillar of Qutb Minar presents an impossible chemical paradox. Forged entirely of pure wrought iron around the 5th century, this strange monument has remained completely exposed to the elements. For over 1,600 years, torrential monsoons, scorching tropical heat, and heavy environmental pollution have relentlessly battered its surface. Under every known law of modern metallurgy and chemical oxidation, this massive iron structure should have rusted into dust centuries ago. Yet, the pillar remains perfectly intact, completely devoid of the destructive orange corrosion that inevitably destroys all modern iron structures. Modern laboratory analysis reveals that the metal possesses an exceptionally high concentration of phosphorus combined with incredibly low sulfur. This exact molecular balance allowed a protective, microscopic catalytic layer of iron hydrogen phosphate hydrate to form across the pillar. But here lies the dark historical question that mainstream material science desperately avoids when addressing this metallurgical anomaly. Achieving this precise chemical composition requires advanced multi-stage temperature controls that modern industries only perfected during the late 19th century. How did an ancient civilization master advanced molecular chemistry and nanoscale protective coating technologies over 1,000 years before us? The official historical narrative claims they used primitive open-air charcoal forges, a method that physically cannot produce this quality. This means that a highly superior system of industrial metallurgy flourished in the distant past and then vanished completely. What terrifying global catastrophe or systemic eradication wiped this advanced scientific knowledge so entirely from our collective human memory? The Qutb Minar pillar stands as a silent iron witness, proving our ancestors possessed technologies we are only beginning to comprehend. Leaving behind the iron monument of Delhi, we journey deeper into the subterranean realms toward an architectural marvel hidden underground. Deep within the arid plains of Gujarat lies Rani Ki Vav, a colossal inverted stepwell plunged directly into the dark earth. Unlike ordinary structures that rise towards the heavens, this massive, multi-tiered fortress was engineered downwards into the subterranean deep. Spanning over 200 feet in length and plunging 7 stories down, it forms an immense inverted pyramid of solid stone. Every single tier of this subterranean canyon is adorned with thousands of impossibly intricate geometric carvings and fractal mathematics. But the darkest mystery of this subterranean complex lies hidden within its structural engineering and geological pressure calculations. Constructing a massive 7-story hollow structure deep underground requires advanced knowledge of lateral earth pressures and soil dynamics. Without heavy modern retaining walls or structural steel reinforcements, the intense pressure of the surrounding earth should have crushed it. Yet, for nearly 1,000 years, this massive stone lattice has perfectly resisted intense seismic activity and shifting silt layers. Modern structural geologists remain completely baffled by the flawless weight distribution calculations executed by these long-dead ancient architects. Why did they construct an underground palace of such terrifying scale and mathematical complexity merely to reach a water source? The sheer scale of the architecture suggests a far more ominous purpose hidden beneath its beautiful, elaborate stone facades. At the deepest, darkest level of the stepwell, a secret carved opening connects directly to a hidden subterranean network. This massive 30-kilometer tunnel leads directly to the old town of Patan, a classified route hidden from the public. Was Rani Ki Vav a massive subterranean sanctuary designed to shield an elite civilization from a devastating weapon or celestial disaster? Escaping the claustrophobic depths of the underground networks, we plunge straight into the dark, freezing waters of the Arctican Ocean. Niue, submerged 40 meters beneath the waves of the Gulf of Kambat, lies the legendary and terrifying Tench of Dwarka. Marine sonar scans mapping the seabed revealed an immense underwater metropolis stretching across 5 full miles of ocean floor. This massive submerged stone city contains perfectly laid out grid patterns, monumental retaining walls, and colossal architectural foundations. But the absolute terror of Dwarka lies in the carbon dating of organic samples recovered from the ocean floor. Laboratory tests consistently return an impossible age of over 9,000 years before our current modern era. According to official mainstream history textbooks, humanity, at that remote time, consisted entirely of primitive, nomadic hunter-gatherers. Sich Koa claims that large-scale stone architecture and complex urban planning simply did not exist for another 4 millennia. Yet, the physical reality of these massive underwater stone structures completely shatters that fragile, invented academic timeline. This means a highly advanced, technologically superior maritime civilization flourished before the end of the last global ice age. Then, a catastrophic cosmic event or rapid sea level rise instantly swallowed this colossal metropolis, burying its secrets forever. But there is a darker, far more sinister aspect to the ongoing exploration of this submerged archaeological anomaly. International archaeological organizations and global authorities have deliberately restricted funding and limited deep-sea diving permits for this area. They deeply fear that further open exploration will uncover undeniable proof that rewrite the entire history of human existence. We are forced to confront a disturbing truth. We are merely the ignorant successors of a forgotten, superior prehistoric world. When we examine these 5 anomalous Indian sites together, a terrifying and synchronized pattern begins to materialize from the dark fog. These locations are not isolated products of random ancient dynasties, but remnants of a unified planetary network built on lost science. From the sound-warping granite chambers of Barabar to the massive submerged grid of Dwarka, the mathematical alignments match completely. The exact geometric coordinates of these anomalies connect across the subcontinent, forming an immense, intelligent grid carved into the earth. Yet, modern historical textbooks continue to treat each site as an accidental, localized achievement of primitive human societies. This deliberate separation of facts by academic institutions serves a much darker, highly secretive agenda of global censorship. If the public realized that an industrialized civilization possessed advanced metallurgy and acoustic physics thousands of years ago, everything collapses. The entire foundation of modern political authority, religious dogma, and scientific supremacy depends entirely on maintaining our ignorance. We are conditioned to believe that we are the absolute pinnacle of evolution, the first intelligent masters of this planet. But the physical evidence of solid basalt, non-rusting iron, and submerged megaliths proves that we are merely a regression. We are staring at the monumental structural bones of a global prehistoric empire that was completely erased from memory. Every analytical radar scan and deep geological core sample confirms that these structures were built to survive intense planetary cataclysms. The massive inverted tiers of Rani Ki Vav and the rock-cut fortress of Kailasa were engineered to withstand immense cosmic impacts. They knew that their civilization was facing an inevitable global destruction, and they carved their secrets into the planet. But they left no written books, no fragile records, only massive monoliths that modern technology cannot explain or replicate. The persistent physical presence of these anomalies forces us to question the very framework of our modern mathematical and physical sciences. When contemporary researchers attempt to apply advanced thermodynamics to the Barabar chambers, the existing formulas completely break down. The reflective resonance within those granite walls indicates an understanding of standing waves that exceeds our current acoustic engineering capabilities. It is as if the rock itself was chemically altered to filter certain frequencies, functioning as an organic subterranean motherboard. Yet, academic institutions continue to classify these highly technical architectural designs as simple, primitive meditation halls for ancient ascetics. This persistent refusal to engage with the engineering data points to a deeper, more institutionalized suppression of human history. The massive iron column in Delhi presents an identical challenge, completely defying standard chemical oxidation models taught in universities. Our most advanced metallurgical laboratories cannot synthesize an iron compound that replicates this flawless level of environmental protection over 16 centuries. Every time a new testing method is developed, the results only deepen the profound sense of scientific helplessness. We are looking at concrete physical evidence of a scientific paradigm that did not require heavy fossil fuels or destructive extraction. A clean, highly advanced form of telluric or cosmic energy manipulation that was deliberately wiped out by a hostile force. The immense scale of the Kailasa temple further demonstrates that excavation was not achieved through brute physical human force. To move and shape that volume of dense volcanic basalt requires power expenditures equivalent to modern tactical industrial equipment. Yet, there are no thermal scars, no fracturing lines, and no discard piles anywhere in the surrounding landscape. The silence of the stones is matched only by the desperate, protective silence of the global archaeological establishment. To truly comprehend the depth of this global historical deception, we must dissect the fragile theories constructed to explain these anomalies away. Mainstream historical narratives assert that the geometric accuracy of ancient monuments was merely a byproduct of infinite manual labor. They claim thousands of expendable workers labored for generations under harsh conditions to shape the basalt of the Kailasa temple complex. But this socio-economic explanation completely ignores the rigorous mathematical constraints required to carve a mountain from the top down. A single minor error by one worker would alter the structural center of gravity, causing the massive rock ceiling to instantly collapse. This level of synchronized precision demands real-time structural calculations, an engineering feedback loop that manual copper tools cannot support. The physical reality points toward an automated, pre-programmed mechanical excavation process directed by highly complex mathematical algorithms. Why is academia so terrified of acknowledging the potential existence of advanced prehistoric automation systems on our planet? The answer lies in the deeply unsettling geological record of the global cataclysms that abruptly terminated that distant golden age. Deep within the underwater ruins of Dwarka, the severe structural damage to the megalithic walls indicates an immense kinetic impact. The massive stone blocks were not merely submerged by rising tides, they were violently shattered and displaced by colossal force. This supports the dark theory that an ancient planetary war or sudden cosmic bombardment triggered the end of the last ice age, a devastating event that instantly vaporized oceans, melted mountains, and buried the advanced civilizations into the stratified layers of Earth. The survivors were reduced to a primitive state, forced to restart human progress from absolute zero in a ruined world. The 5 anomalies we have examined are the indestructible titanium anchors holding the truth of our forgotten cosmic past. As we connect these silent monumental anchors together, the constructed narrative of modern archaeology shatters into a million pieces of dust. The physical records carved deep into the Indian subcontinent stand as immutable physical evidence that modern science cannot alter or deny. We are facing an undeniable historical reality that exposes humanity as the mere younger children of an advanced prehistoric planet. Every single pristine corridor inside Barabar and every non-rusting molecule of the Delhi iron column shames our current technology. Our university departments choose to remain blind, aggressively protecting their outdated timelines rather than adjusting to physical truth. They bury the architectural data under complex terminology, praying that the public never questions the absolute fragility of history. But the ancient stones are patient, waiting silently beneath the rising sea levels and shifting some sea sands to be revealed. The massive grid patterns of Dwarka continue to send silent acoustic signals into the deep slate-blue abyss of the ocean. These sites function as a profound global warning, a clear message left by those who witnessed the sky fall. They proved that no matter how great an empire becomes, the cosmic cycle can wipe it out instantly. Our modern cities, towering glass skyscrapers, and advanced satellite networks are not the absolute pinnacle of terrestrial achievement. We are simply repeating a predetermined cycle of evolution and catastrophic destruction that has played out multiple times before. The classified subterranean chambers of Rani Ki Vav hold the mathematical blueprints of an intelligence that transcended our dimension. To look upon these towering structures is to feel a profound sense of cosmic isolation and intense human insignificance. The official story of human progress is officially dead, replaced by a terrifying and beautiful prehistoric blank canvas. The physical reality cannot be unseen, leaving us alone with a terrifying realization about the cyclic pattern of cosmic civilization. Are we truly the masters of our own scientific destiny, or are we simply waiting for the inevitable cosmic reset button? The ancient anomalies of the subcontinent will continue to stand as silent, indestructible stone monuments guarding the dark prehistoric truth. Until humanity develops the intellectual honesty to face these physical facts, our true past remains safely locked in the deep shadows. The choice is entirely yours to make. Accept the comfortable academic lies or dare to look straight into the forgotten abyss.